This website holds a variety of content, whether it is on how to learn to draw or learning a new recipe. But what hides in the abyss is something most people cannot reconcile on such a huge, influential platform like YouTube. There are things that are forbidden, disposed even. Here now lies the treacherous things that are displayed on what is known as the internet's biggest video sharing platform.
Now, what is the Uguay effect specifically? The Uguay effect is a term that I made where a content creator of any sort relies on prejudice tactics for the sake of content. Users such as RedShow and Speed McQueen are one of the big main users from the Uguay effect that I personally could find. Let's first begin with RedShow. RedShow is one of those users who had let his fanbase control how his content should be made, and the content he holds is well. The thumbnails should say what his content is at the very least.
I can't compute fan bots. You know what? I'm gonna take that as fentanyl, even if it doesn't. Hey.
As for Speed McQueen, does the exact same thing with his content, just in a different video format.
Can't go over it, we can't go under it. Oh no, we got to go through it.
Now, despite the content they make, the stereotypical and offensive memes they post on their channel, does that make them racist themselves? Is an interpretation I'll leave up to you. The Uguay effect certainly is an idea that is obvious from the start, and why they do it in the first place. It gets them views, and the amount of engagement the post gets because of its rage bait means it gets more clicks, and more views equals more subscribers and engagement with your channel. Despite this first entry being so short, what RedShow and other big offensive content creators are doing right now, it's only a matter of time before more of this content surfaces and becomes normalized, as this has only been the top of the surface. Comic dubs are pretty self-explanatory. A voice actor of some sort dubbing over a comic. But over the years, comic dubs have been filled with not safe for work content, and normal safe for work content dubs have been slowly overshadowed by the sheer amount of NSFW dubs on this platform. The issue is that since most comic dubs' main target audience is mostly watched by younger teens, the content they consume can be very questionable. Artists such as Shadman having comic dubs is something most people don't want to see, and most if not all of these videos don't hide the fact that they are not safe for work content. YouTube's moderation doesn't even care about what's on the thumbnail, since I have seen many thumbnails with a lot of fictional characters not even censored, and even showing full-on porn at this point. From incest to even questionable material, what most users witness is something frightening from a much younger audience. The comment speaks for itself on how the whole situation is as of this moment.
I've seen the full, and it's beautiful. What fun! I like this animation. Please do more, please, and thank you. This isn't your animation, and it's also R34 video. Yeah. Yes, I know that this is not my animation. This is just a small spoiler. Everything I write in English is me using a translator. I asked my brother for his phone, and this was on his For You page.
The worst part is, it's not even young kids who stumble upon this side of comic dubs. Lurking in the comments are presumably to be older individuals watching this sort of weird content. The amount of NSFW content that these channels post is what gets these sort of videos hundreds and thousands of views. It is shocking to see how traumatic things can get if the video you just want to watch is filled with 18+ content that is now filled with creeps and weirdos on the sub-community of YouTube. From crunchy ASMR of live animals to live audios of murders, it's scary to see how much one can get through while scavenging for content. One unfortunate user who animates live murders, including audio, is known to have drawn and animate many people's unfortunate demise on his channel. What is shocking to most people is how these videos get upon thousands, if not millions of views. The amount of trauma that the creator and now many people who have watched their content is sad to see. Videos such as Kierozawa is one of the few to have actual depiction of the real video as the thumbnail visible to the public eye. Its graphic nature and audio really kicks in on how unreal it all is, especially something that you could search up so easily. Despite gore and other horrible things, like people making fun of suicide victims for the sake of edgy content, is one thing. There is only so much one can do about this, as it's been more normalized to consume gore and be desensitized in this current era of the internet. It is uncertain if things will ever change. Only time will tell. When you think of children's content, you mostly think of things like the ElsaGate incident and kids' content that is pure slop. But when it comes to the exploitation of children on this site, it's what most people are willing to unhear. How easily accessible it is through such a public site. The platform that is made for content creators and fun is now suffering an illegal takeover. Most of these bots can be harmless, which isn't the case. Many YouTubers are being attacked with very graphic and even illegal bots that invite you to some sort of website or Discord link that could be containing some sort of malware or the worst types of imagery imaginable. No one would want that could get you into serious legal trouble. One of these YouTubers, for example, who are infected with these bots are SML, in which the fanbase is consisted with children. Almost every top comment section are filled with these bots that if you click on their profile, it will show a link that can obviously do harm to you or your device. Now, it's obvious that since there are so many bots like this, some sort of organization is behind this, trying to get people into legal trouble or steal personal information and whatnot.
There are people going out of their way to click on these links that are being spread in people's comment section and inside the about me's of these bots. Click on these links, going to these discords, going through the necessary steps, right, to download said content and to view it.
These illegal bots have been bypassing the filtering system shown in the Unicode. It explains why there have been so many of these comments lurking below. What is best to do as of right now is to just report this to YouTube, as content creators do not want to be affiliated with hunting down these groups for our own sake.
I'm not going to investigate into any group doing that type of stuff. I'm not going to. I can't. Okay? Because essentially, I'm going to be honest, I'm just going to report them. You should just report them. Don't go into the lion's den and just walk right in there and possibly see something you don't want to see. You never want to see. It's never going to be worth it. Okay? It's never going to be worth it. If you know that there are groups out there spreading that type of stuff, conducting that type of behavior, just report them.
Despite how much someone might want to do something about it, this is a problem for YouTube to fix, and the fact that it has come to a point where this platform has accidentally been allowing people to get access to child explicit content through comment sections is absurd.
When there is illegal material being like shared, when there is, entire accounts that exist literally to tell people, click on us, go over to our, page, go to this Discord link, that is something YouTube needs to step into. And we've all done as much moderation as we can. I've occasionally went in, hit channels, blocked them, but of course, you can't fight bots with just human beings, okay? Human hands can't fight hundreds of thousands, if not millions of bots being generated on a day-to-day basis, attacking every single channel out there, okay? And this is where, obviously, YouTube should step in. I feel like raising some awareness is probably something that should be done by not just me, but many other creators out there.
Of course, like any sort of social media app on the internet, there is always going to be something harrowing that somehow gets bypassed, and the developers behind running this app need to take responsibility and try to fix as much as they can. Look at what happened in 2017 during the ElsaGate crisis. Despite the incident that had happened 7 years ago, till this day, some sort of video will surface and bypass the system, traumatizing the upcoming generation that is to come. It is now only a matter of time before the internet comes to a point where any sort of unwanted or controversial act is normalized in today's age.